Alex Jones here, reporting for Infowars.com in the waning minutes of Saturday, July 23rd, 2011. Now, I've already shot 2 videos today, and we've got a lot of articles that are posted on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com that go over all the serious anomalies, earmarks, telltale signs that point towards the tragic events in Oslo, Norway, at the island with the mass shooting, now a record mass shooting, over 93 dead, and of course the accompanying car bomb supposedly carried out with a lone nut. We have the anomalies, the points, the issues, the drills, the multiple shooters reported on by witnesses, all in videos titled Staged Terror Attack on Norway 1 and 2 on this same channel, the Alex Jones channel. Now, the reason I'm cutting this video, I want to make it short and sweet, is that I see a minority of people on the comments on my website and on this video saying, why is it always a staged terror attack? Why are you always coming out and saying that something's staged? You know, why do you say the Bin Laden video is fake? Why do you say Oklahoma City's an inside job? Why do you say 9/11's an inside job? Because the evidence shows that. That's why. And if you don't know that it's been declassified, the U.S. government staged more than 200 bombings with NATO in Europe to blame on their political enemies right into the 1980s, then you don't know history. You need to look it up. If you don't know about the Gulf of Tonkin being staged, if you don't know about PNAC, if you don't know about all these issues, please look into it. I've made films that are online about Oklahoma City, 9/11, the road to tyranny, with the newscast, with them removing the bombs. I've interviewed the police that investigated it. I interviewed the people in the building that saw McVeigh with known feds, and they're planning the plastic explosives inside the building, Jane Graham and others, the head of HUD in the building. Just please look into it. But I'm not getting into all that right now. I want to just point something out to you. I know this is staged, not just because of all the anomalies. That just confirms it. I was suspicious immediately. So suspicious the day before I did a 3-hour radio program saying, mark my words. It's posted on the same channel below me. Just go watch Thursday's radio show. The day before this happened. I said, mark my words, I can see all the pre-programming and the brainwashing. Are you hearing me? That they are preparing to rebrand the war on terror, now that they've dominated the entire Middle East basically, from we've got to take all your rights and spy on you and take your freedoms and have no bid contracts for trillions of dollars in the aggregate because the Muslims want to kill you and they're hiding under every table. Might be one here right now, going to get me. They want to rebrand that and move it over to everybody's a terrorist. Nobody is trustworthy. And the right-wing extremists who don't want the foreign banks fully bankrupting Europe, England, and the United States, the right-wing extremists that don't want the carbon taxes, the right-wing extremists that don't want the open borders and UN, Agenda 21 globalism, they are hiding under every table. They are in your closet. They're going to get you. Now, how did I know this? For more than 2 years, law enforcement has sent me the MIAC and Homeland Security reports that their entire training is gun owners, Ron Paul supporters, libertarians, returning veterans. They're the terrorists. They're evil. None of it has to do with Muslims. So already behind the scenes, they're getting them ready for this narrative and teaching them. Military will, retired military, former military, will attack your police department with IEDs. That's even come out in the news. They have IED training in every police department, even tiny ones, you know, the size of Mayberry, 4 or 5 deputies. They're telling them, police, you are going to be attacked by veterans. And then I've shown you the New York Times articles where they are training the Explorer Scouts, Boy Scouts, to, quote, take on disgruntled vets and kill them. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It is so off the charts crazy. So behind the scenes, they've been getting it ready for the American people while telling you it's for the Muslim extremists. You're like, well, that's an outside threat. It's okay to take our rights for them because, you know, we're all on the same team here. Now, leading up to this, in the dramas, in the cop shows, in the sitcoms, and in the news media, and in Homeland Security press releases, and the internal training, I've seen this build up to a crescendo to rebrand that it's your neighbor that's the terrorist, okay, that Christian neighbor, that atheist neighbor, whatever it is, but it's a right-wing extremist, and you got to get them. And believe it or not, there's a lot of atheists that are actually basically totally anti-government anarchists. So that's the point. It could be anybody. But in these new training videos, it's the blonde ones. It's the blue-eyed ones. They're everywhere. So the very people that have been supporting a lot of these wars and things, they're now going to have it flipped on them and used against them. So I saw all this prepping going on and this huge buildup going on, and that's why I knew this was going to happen. And I even called it in the last year, every week, in the last month, and just a few days ago before this happened, I said it's going to be soft targets, asymmetrical, shopping malls, parks, grocery stores, because I already see TSA in the U.S. and similar systems in Europe rolling out into the parks, rolling out onto the highways with checkpoints, saying they're going to hit the soft targets they're going to attack. Their scripting is so incredibly obvious because they've got to get all their government minions ready to follow the script because they're compartmentalized and aren't part of the stage terror. So I can see the 100% scripting to the point of being able to 100% call it and say the day before they're getting ready to flip it all to right-wing extremism and people that don't want to have a new world order. And now what do you see? Over 10,000 news articles today on Google under the name right-wing, tying it to this, saying it's the new Oklahoma City. How dare these evil terrorists? They're so evil. They're so horrible. We better have Interpol and the FBI and all these groups spy on people because this guy was in communication with everybody, just like McVeigh created that false history that's come out and sworn affidavits that he was a Fed that they set up like Lee Harvey Oswald. So again, how do I know? I know that it's an inside job so clearly that I was able to call it before it happened the day before with total precision. And I'm here to tell you, if they put this trial balloon up, tested in Norway, and it works, they are going to do this all over Western Europe, all over England, all over Canada, all over the U.S., and use it to absolutely turn the police state loose on the general public. So all of you good old boys that don't want to look at terror being an inside job and have a fetish of hating and fearing Muslims, you are about to get a giant dose of your own medicine that I warned you about over and over again. This stage terror issue is going to destroy the republic and every free society on earth. This is the tool that tyrants are going to use to terrorize the public and then take their liberties in the name of protecting them. You know, within hours they said Muslims did it, and then they said the right wing did it. Nobody ever asked, well, did government do it, or did private corporations do it? Well, who stands to gain? Well, the liberal government of Norway was about to be thrown out by the nationalist conservatives in the upcoming election. And then magically, this right-winger attacks the children at this youth meeting. They always attack children. In Operation Gladio, our own government would blow up school buses and stuff in Europe and got caught doing it in Italy because that really gets people's heartstrings pulled. Again, all the telltale signs are there. And I even said that on air over and over again. I said they're going to target children because I know how they operate. I live this stuff. I eat, drink, and sleep it, and I'm begging you to research for yourself. Learn about false flag terror. Learn about Operation Gladio. Learn about Operation Northwoods. Learn about Ajax. Learn about all these programs and find out what's happening. And to get the cops to come after the public here in the U.S., they're going to kill cops. They're going to have provocateur groups and others attack. In some cases, the terrorists don't even know who they're being funded by, and it's going to be hellish. They have built up a military-industrial complex takeover of the whole world, backed up by the big mega banks, and I could see the big mega banks faltering in Europe, getting their takeover, and so I called it. I said there's going to be a staged terror attack now in Europe, and then it will move to the United States, and I don't even have the crew to dig through all this. Please go through my YouTube channel, find all the clips from Thursday and the week before and the month before and the special reports and the articles we wrote about it and do your own YouTube videos. I mean, I'm so right about this stuff. I called 9/11 2 months before it happened because the scripting is so ridiculously transparent when they get you ready psychologically for the attack they're about to stage, so you go into their police state arms and under their black wings. I'll talk more about it tomorrow on the radio, 11 a.m. Monday, of course, we'll have the weekday show, but tomorrow on the Sunday show, 4 p.m. Central, Infowars.com.